What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Wacky Wednesday here on the Big Show with the big man, the big host from the Big Apple, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide from Brooklyn, New York, as always. Coming out the chair as always. Follow me on Twitter at John Laghezza. Super creative handle there. That'll, streamline you. That's pretty much all my work. It all flows through X right now. X gonna give it to you. Pin tweet will take you to Sharpener. You can follow along with my data. Baseball and football kind of coming in hot right now. People getting their fantasy football stuff together. I have simple ranks, but I'm more into the data sheets. I love this stuff. Really gets more applicable when we get into the season. Same stuff we're doing here, right? Nuance and context that you get when you roll with us at Call to the Pen HQ. Rate, review, and subscribe. You know what they call a subscription in France? Le subscription. Wow. Amazing. Amazing the things you learn when you hang out with us here. It ain't madness. It's just 300, baby. Where we're not huge. I mean, we're not, right? The numbers are there. But we're freaking fierce. Can you measure that? Where is that in the algorithm? Right? Where is like fierceness? I actually think they'd probably say it's in the comment section. It's like, well, there you go. I agree. Sharpest comment section in the game. I was joking with Jay earlier on that if I was an actual star, if I was actually a somebody, I'd probably have my fill in today in the chair. I'm never going to understand the scheduling. I'm not smart enough to make the computer program, so I can only complain so much because I don't have a solution. But, geez, how are they? It's August. It's August 31st. We're heading into the final stretch. There are 4 baseball games on today. One of them is at 1 o'clock, and there's going to be a 5-hour gap in coverage. Then 3 games at night. Really good one at nighttime, though. Not that they knew, but a really good one at nighttime. All right, so I'm going to kind of drag my feet. We'll have some fun today. If you have questions, today's a perfect day for it. All kidding aside. Red strategy questions, although to anybody that's listening, audio, video aside, podcast, YouTube, regardless, you can hit us up on Twitter, me at John Laghezza, or the show at Call to the Pen HQ, any time of day, any day of the week. Jay's almost as bad as I am. I mean, you hit me up, see when I don't answer. I don't sleep well. But I put it to good use, right? That's what it's all about. So if you have questions, like I said, drop them in the comments. Today's a really good day. If you have procedural stuff, risk management stuff, I try and cover it as we go. The big ones, how we choose between F5 and full game, how we choose between money line and run line. And then, I've tried to be really clear about not kind of flip-flopping. Although, I dipped into the under-hitter case for a little bit, but if you follow my stuff, I pulled back a little bit. They're just so wonky that I started noticing something anecdotally that I just feel like I need to test first. And again, before we dive into the game, so let you know just what it was, right? Me, I'm not just walking into these things chin first. I still think there is some value with these under 1 strikeout hitter props. So people still help me up about them. I'm still working on it. And I know I've had a couple of sharps from the comment section here, OPMG, and a couple of guys, maybe even Brian, taking a look at them. And I don't know how to put it. You don't want to. It's not even complaining. It's just fact. Wait, man, I can't help but notice that a player that eats one bad call, it is like an automatic strikeout. And you say, okay, well, how often does it happen? Well, if you're tracking all of them and you notice how often it happens. And it kind of started throwing it off, or I was getting sour. Then I realized, although it was a follower, again, I appreciate you all. The interaction, I got my DMs and stuff is awesome. Yeah, Rich, that's a great idea. In-game betting strategy, Jay. Don't let me forget. Because though I'm not the biggest live bettor, it's more of because I'm listen, I'm betting and I put all my work out to be transparent. So I'm sharing it. My wins are my wins of people and losses, vice versa. I can't really get it out to everybody in time where everybody can play. So I'm not doing it for the public. I do take a look at it. And there are a couple of ones. We will talk about it. Jay, don't let me forget. Although it did derail me what I was talking about, but that means it probably wasn't that important. But again, just all about learning nuance and context, how we kind of, do the dip, duck, duck and dodge around here. All right, let's start doing some game stuff. We will start with the 640. Oh yeah, Jay, you know what? You're right. I was talking K-prop. Somebody was listening. That again, because I do get a lot of this. I thought I found an edge briefly. I thought I found an edge in that I was using. It's gonna sound terrible. Quant guys, hold your ears. That I was using smaller samples, but it's because it was quantified, right? We know that disciplinary statistics for hitters and pitchers, these things stabilize sooner. What you think of that? And $2 might get you on the bus. But we do know they stabilize faster. And we've pointed out, speak of OPMG, and he will appear. We're talking about these other K props and why I pulled them OPMG, but why I still really like them. So I thought I had found edge in using, again, we're not talking about a couple of plate appearances, we're talking about 50 or 60 plate appearances, right? Part of that sine wave. And making what seemed like these beautiful parameters, Not saying I was ignoring K rate, but I ranted and raved about that yesterday. How K rate is kind of stupid. I mean, it's okay, but it's stupid. I'd much rather know the input stuff. Then when it comes to the hitters, I created a Fangraphs custom sheet with plus 80% contact overall, plus 88% zone contact, well above average. Sub 32% chase rate, above average. I even try and look below 30. And then a single-digit swing and strike rate. Idea being, those get you way below 25% K rate. Even below 20% K rate. Literally, that's the number I was shooting for. So if you get a fifth plate appearance, you should be talking about a coin flip. And then we're getting plays on the plus money. So you take your implied probability. My thinking was, I just have to get it to a 50-50. And once I get to a 50-50, I'm going to roll with it. I've got plus 160 on the board. And then you cut down your win-loss probability needed to profit and stuff like that. All tremendous stuff why we done pretty well. Out of the box, I was doing really well. Then again, you notice you get rung up by bad calls. Guys will chase. Right, that's not something I'm blaming the umpires. You notice that too sometimes. A player get up and will chase. The bat's finished. It's really unbelievable. That seems to be, anecdotally again, the difference between the really good hitters and the really bad hitters. Are the ones that kind of shake it off, whether they're choking up or just tightening up mentally, getting rough and rugged in the box. But you notice it became so noticeable. And again, we're talking about plus 160, plus 180s. Hitting one is a big deal ROI-wise. And when 4 of my 5 misses a couple nights ago were bad call related, again, not necessarily the third strike, though. There were a couple. Chalk up, maybe it's his fault, right? Maybe it's my fault with the umpires. That's kind of why I pulled it. He took one up and out. It was way off the plate. Then what happened? He chased, fouled, then he got rung up on a ball 6 inches below the strike zone. And you're out. You lose. And what I was mentioning then, again, a follower say, yo, man, I don't know if you noticed, but if you were playing total bases or home runs on the very same guys, you're very profitable. And then I kind of got the wheels turning there. Maybe I was doing it wrong, looking for hot hitters and all this stuff. And it's just about contact, right? Just found guys that put the ball in play. And then you kind of let it go from there. So I know that was a lot of rant and a raving, but I got one for you we're going to put into effect today. So hopefully all that ties in right into this first game. How's that for a rant into a segue? Baby. It's the Marlins and the Nationals. My boy Braxton Garrett on the mound, minus 160 favorite on the road against Joan Adon, plus 145. Let's take a look at him. Now again, right, I didn't bet against him last time. We had sniffed it out, and he's historically been kind of bad, and the numbers were really shaky, right? He's limited to walks, and that's a plus, and that's been the driving factor for the low whip, below 1. But it's also 200 BABIP. Last game, I think I blown up maybe each of the last 2. But anyway, 5.25 ERA, more in line with the 1-run difference that we were seeing in the earned run indicators. And the disciplinary basket really weak, right? 7% swing and strike, 24 CSW, 17 whiff rate, with a 9% miss. Again, I added that center box for Savant. Give you an idea, right? And the Don, not the kind of guy, doesn't really have the stuff. 90 stuff plus, 98 location, 94 pitching plus, 5.2 ERA last 40 days. And really, he's really struggled at home. Washington is like a freaking launching pad. 275 batting average allowed for a Don, 933 OPS, and 9.9 ERA, 2.7 home runs per 9. Flip side, Garrett going into the good split. He's been excellent on the road. 286 ERA, 0.79 homer 9, 0.71 homer 9, same difference. 653 OPS on the road all season because of the 4% walk rate pairing with 31 CSW, 33 ball, 67 first strike, 35 O swing. So he's got the bully metrics going. First strike plus O swing over 100 is a bully. Gets up, gets ahead, make you chases garbage. And he's been pretty good last 40 days. Garrett kind of correcting course a little bit. I meant to get into the Adon thing because this is the play that I had. So not only has he struggled at home, he's really struggled against lefties. 2.3 homer 9, 770 OPS on a very low BA. So they're extra base hits, right? I know from doing my work every day, this kind of means that ring, right? Like I was saying, here, I'll bring it up because we actually have this kind of stuff. So I'll give you an idea in case people want to see some of the methodology towards that one too, that I'm not just like making this stuff up. Because you hear, hey, this is funny. So it's Jesus Sanchez, right? You're thinking about, you kind of think about, he's like a strikeout machine, kind of. MLB Dream, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, listen, why don't more people enter? Because they're stupid. Dude, you bring out the razor in me, you know what I'm saying? He said the weather's not crazy, but I'm not sure about. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. That stuff helps, but that park is just a launch pad, and Adon is a home run machine too. He really is. Okay, so again, you hear Jesus Sanchez, and if it's funny, right? You'd be thinking about like he's a strikeout machine. Check it out. This is why you got to look at these things. This is 2 weeks now, so it's 30 plate appearances from Jesus Sanchez. 85% contact rate. That's phenomenal, right? 91.5 zone contact, 22% chase, a 6% swing strike. If you zoomed in on the last week, so first of all, Sanchez every day is plus 180 or better to not strike out. Every single day. Last week, 15 plate appearances. He has only 2 strikeouts, 97 contact, 100 zone contact, 25 chase, 1.5 swing strike. So I'm just trying to present the case that these hitters and their disciplinary metrics and the sine waves that they go through are way more fluid than the books prices. Again, when you hear those numbers, hard to think this guy is a plus 180 to not, hey, every single day, let's run it back. So hold on. If you were betting Jesus Sanchez, which I've been, to not strike out every day, he has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the last 8 games have been clean for Sanchez at plus 180. Come on, man. I'm an MLB better. Find me a plus 180 that hits 6 out of 8. Then he missed 1, hit the day before. Missed 1, hit 6 more before that. I mean, this guy is impossible to strike out right now. He's impossible to strike out right now. So Jose Sanchez is a definite play today, right? To not strike out. Can't get that on BetStamp. It's not up. It's only available exclusively on DraftKings, which I, wholly support. I love that product. I hope it becomes like a thing. But what I want to be doing, again, this all ties in, all the ranting and the raving and rambling today, all is going to tie in. Right, how it was about lessons, about methodology, but also how I don't push my stuff on people. If anything, I'm more looking to concede because when you are wrong, you learn something. And when too many people agree with you, you're probably not doing it right, which is another story for another day. But I want to show off my own kind of malleability. Right? I was doing total bases earlier in the year. They're tough for their own reasons. The pricing started changing, and that was really it for me. Plus 150 is different than minus 110, for real. But the combinations of these two things really feels pretty strong now. Because a lot of times, like I mentioned, these guys that are not striking out are also hitting right now. And I think the two of them in combination is maybe the answer is like a hybrid play. Jesus Sanchez versus righties last 25 PAs. The average is low, but it's the 200 ISO, and really that's what you're looking for, right? And this week I think it's been even better. 885 OPS, 300 ISO for Sanchez. Listen, this guy is a masher. You know what I mean? It's a double and a triple in the last week for Sanchez. Crushes bad pitching, and I think you're going to get some of that from Adon. Like, it's a perfect matchup. But now I'd like the idea of, so for pure transparency's sake, you could follow my work and get all the decimal points and stuff. I think, again, if you're not tailing, I think there's something to be learned from my process. Talking about process, make sure you follow my man MLB Dream, working for FTN. He's a hoss, big hoss, my dude. Constantly making money. He's just mad sharp. He's just whatever. He's mad sharp. You know what I mean? He really is, and he's super cool. He's like, he wants to help you. He's the opposite of everyone else. So I think what I want to do is, instead of going where I was going with like 0.05 on my props, my betting unit is generally a tenth of a unit. My idea is I'm usually looking to risk about 10 to 12 or 15 of those, which is 1.5% of my stack. So tying units to stack, very important to me, making sure I don't over-lever myself. Though, like today, I'm not going to reach that point, and that's fine. But even still, I think it's important to drive home. So rather than go with 0.05, I'm going to split and go 0.03 times 2. So I'll increase the bet a little bit. But again, I'm way under the daily allotted. And go half on the total bases and half on the no strikeout. And I'm going to look to capitalize on both. A lot of times, what are you going to find? The guy would get the total bases. That was not a strikeout. And they kind of hit together. And it'll open up the pathway to profit on the venture if you get one of two. And that, I think, may be the porridge that's just right. So we can't get the under K, but Jay, we can get the Jesus Sanchez over 1.5 bases. Let's take that bad boy. And I think I want to also get a piece of the Miami run line, talk myself into it with the Garrett road props. Now let's do a little bit more of the regular show. Let's do some baseball analysis. That was a lot of just, listen, method stuff, process stuff matters. When there's nobody around, you got to trust yourself to press the right buttons. Trust me, I was that person at first doing it wrong. Make no mistake. 11 late parlays. Oh my God, I'm going to $1 million tonight. And look, I hit that stupid parlay. It was just like, I was just, whatever, testing my model. Anyway. So I think we got the edge of both directions. Washington, a lot of these stats are starting to wane. Even like they were hitting lefties, are not really hitting them right now. Washington's not taking their walks. 5.5 walk rate, last 500 PAs. They're chasing a bunch, 35% chase. Now, granted, they're not King. The swinging strikes, that stuff is good. But I think the excess of chasing with the contact is creating the really low, poor contact rate, I should say. 4% barrel rate as a team. Last 500 PAs, 83 WRC plus, not any good. Now, Miami, not to be outdone, is bad. I just think they're going to get that piece of it. They don't strike out. They make their contact. The barrel rate's a little bit better. Miami doing a little bit more of the sellout thing. Well, I'm looking for a bit of a rebound here, but I think we have to get it in the bullpen. Miami's bullpen has been okay. Again, a lot of bad stats just the last couple of weeks. Like Oral Robertson, he was so bad. He was so bad. Nah, Dream, no, I see you, mother. You're my boy. I've been attacking the Washington bullpen. Right, 8 ERA last 41. Even 8 ERA last 41 innings. Think about that. Pitcher comes out in the 5th. They're giving up 4 runs. 4 runs. 4 runs for 2 weeks, every day for 2 weeks. Guys play every day. They play every day. Does Washington even have a starter go 5 innings every day? Jeez, come on. Seriously. The bullpen is an absolute disaster. One of the worst on the year. 5.23 ERA last 476 innings of a 5.25 ERA. It's just really, really bad. It's just really bad. 41 hard hit, 8.5 barrel, 1.5 home run for Washington. Again, they're terrible at home. So I think Miami's got the nice edge here. The algo score is not as strong as it is, as I like, but I'm kind of selling out to the pricing here. Wow, that went down all the way to even money. Jeez. All right, well, let's go. It's viable. It's viable. Pricing a really little rough. Maybe today because there's so few games. There's only whatever eyeballs are on it are kind of you know stressing prices. I know I saw 160. I was like, ugh. I thought I saw plus 125 in the run line, which I liked. Those are now shifting away from us. So like, I like I said, I like Miami to win. You got to be very careful these days. Pushing on these days like is the worst thing you can do because remember, losing three bets yesterday and losing three bets today is the same thing. But if you had three bets on a full game slate, you really have three bets on a 3-game slate, and by inch, usually not. So this one I do like the run line. Other than that, I'm going to leave it. I like the Sanchez. I'm going with the Sanchez combo. That's my main. That's my main stake. It's fan. I love those 1+190 guys. That's striking out. Oh, I can't believe it. All right, let's move it up. This one, I don't even know if it's listed. Giants and Padres. I mean, this is just the worst. Yeah, we should all be off today. Everyone just take off. Go fish. Go hunt. Go do something cool. I inferring, I'm guessing Manaea. I don't know. Manaea on the bump for the Giants up against Pedro Avila for the Padres. Avila's gone, I don't know, he's going 4 1/3. So, I'd actually be interested in maybe, I don't know, what I'd be interested in? Are his out props up? I mean, Jay actually found the game's up, so maybe those starters are locked in. But no, they don't want none of it. Oh, it is actually. Pitching outs? Here we go. Here's our play. Man, we gotta pay juice, huh? That's okay. I feel so confident in this one that we're gonna pay the juice, Jay. Pay the juice. Pay it. I'm telling you, pay it. Pay it. I'm gonna bring it up. Let's go game logging. Let's go game logging real quick. I don't think he's ever done. I don't think he's ever done that. I don't think there's any chance of doing that. That'll be, of course, the famous last words. But all right, let's check it out. So I'm not sure if it's. I was looking. I actually don't see accent marks. It might be Avila. I thought it was Avila. I thought he had the accent. All right, hold on. So here we go. Avila. Going to be the source of the most juice paid all season long. Dude, come on. I've tailed you and cited you, brother. It's all good. That ain't copy. There's no copying around here. We are one on the slice. Got news for you. So, all right, Avila, I mean, he has 2 starts. I mean, they're really kind of just stretching him out. He's gone his 4 innings in relief. He's never completed 5 innings. He's only going 4 1/3. He did throw 90 pitches over like a month ago. He got to 78 in this last one. I don't know. I don't know how they set that line. That line, I'm not buying. So give me a feel, especially right. If you're worried about workload, is the first place you want to go is control. So 9.5 walk rate, but again, we're not really trying to look at walk rate right now. It's about that 38% ball rate. That's off the charts. That's really not any good. I mean, the sample's so small. It's only 27 innings. He's like suppressed some hard contact. Righties have hit him. He's been good at home. I mean, like I don't really want to obsess too much. But I do like that out prop. That'll be something I could definitely sink my teeth into. I can't see him coming out for the 5th. I mean, if I ever did like a 3 jillion mega whale unit lock holding my, Vegas Dave pink handbag in front of something I don't own, then like this would be it. There's no chance. I almost think there's no chance this guy finishes 5 innings, let alone he's going to come out and get it out in the 5th. There's just no way. There's no way. If he gets through 5, it means he was successful. If he gets through 5, they're going to consider that a huge win. He's got to be at 50. There's no way. I'm all over this one. So people, that's one of the ones you heard it here first. Big John's paying juice. I say, if I lost my mind, I think we're past that point already. We might be well past that point. All right, so at least we got a couple plays for you. Because this next one I can't really bet on. And all the comment people, I want your opinions also. When you see these kind of marquee matchups, we got Dodgers and Lance Lynn against Braves and Spencer Strider. I just had to watch them. Like, I still enjoy watching the game. I enjoy these kind of tough fought playoff vibe games. I'm also not sure if I See value. Right? You get to that point, it's like, though, again, sometimes the best counter arguments to all my life is like, boop. Spencer Strider's a minus 135. Where are you going to get Spencer Strider minus 135? You just don't you do that? Like, don't you do that? Let's dive into it. We're here. I normally kind of leave these ones alone because I like to not say trick myself. I don't like to talk myself into bets that I know I really don't want. So it's Strider and the Braves on the road minus 135 favorites against Lance Lynn, grabbing the crotch, doing the Michael Jackson yell on the bump, plus 120. Dog at home. That's see, it's funny too. That's the other one. Like, what am I betting? I got the Dodgers. The Dodgers are underdogs at home. Of course I want the Dodgers. I had a couple of very successful playoff runs, like blind betting run lines, because it works in that theory. All of these are all really close. If the underdog happens to win, up cash. If they don't win, it's a one-run game, up cash. So what's that one look like? Okay, what's the full game look like? Again, these teams, they're both so good. Watch, we'll go through it. It's almost not fun. So I got Dodgers plus 1.5, minus 135. Maybe that's like, listen, if I had to bet, that's my play. Albo actually has the Braves with a solid win, close to a cover. But the Braves are going to fool all the models. Maybe, if anything, you know what I think it is I might have proper inputs for Lynn after the move. All right, let's bring him up and check it out. We'll go off the rails a little bit today, but we got time and there's not much to do. So, okay. We know Strider's the go, right? That one's easy. 3.4 ERA is masking all the unrun indicators below 3. I'm telling you, people, if you learn how to do this stuff, you want to get into it on your own. You go check out my work. I separate it for you. It's the best way to get it all in one spot. When you find more than one earned run indicator below 3, you just bet on them. 38% K, only 7 walk. It's ridiculous, man. 34.5 CSW, 32% ball with a 40% whiff, 68 first strike, 39 swing. It's like, if you were to build the perfect pitcher, like, this is it. Now, you get a lot of fly balls, but he gets a lot of pop-ups because he works up in the zone. He's really effective, I mean, he's been great on the road. 215 batting average allowed. What do you expect? 2.45 ERA last 40 days. 125 stuff plus. 112 pitching plus, which I don't know if there's anybody higher. So it's against Lance Lynn. See, Lynn, even the Sierra last 40 is not great. I thought since he came over, he'd been excellent. Well, he gave up 3 through 6 at Boston. He went 7 scoreless against Milwaukee, but they're terrible right now. And maybe that was part of it. Since getting to the Dodgers, 7-3 versus Oakland. I mean, 6-1 at San Diego, but they're really disappointing right now. 5-0 against Colorado. You're supposed to do that. I mentioned Milwaukee and then against Boston. I don't know. The K's haven't been great. Models kind of dinging him for that also. But he has been a lot better. 4.5 expected ERA, 4 Sierra right in the nose, 26 K to 7 walk. I think where you have to believe in Lynn is the underpinnings for some of the strikeout stuff. But 13.5 swinging strike, 30% whiff, 66 first strike, 6.5 miss. So he's got a lot of things still looking good. And if you're on him for being a kind of gas can, I think you're wrong. The problem is the misses he's had have gotten brutalized. He's at a 410 expected WOBA on contact, which is just bananas. Because he has, this is probably worth looking at, is the struggle versus lefties is real. 313 batting average, 943 OPS, 2.5 homer 9 to lefties on the season for Lynn. So, I mean, whenever you have somebody struggling against lefties and you're going to face the Braves, what's the Olsen prop look like? I could dig on that. Is it a plus 140, plus 150? I could dig on that. If not, no thanks. I'm not going to go negative money. Reason being, we'll get into the next phase. These bullpens have been sick, man. Dodger bullpen, 54 and a third innings. That's a 2.3 ERA, 1 flat whip, 210 batting average allowed, 6% walk, 5% barrel, 0 losses. Atlanta, last 35 innings, 2.8 ERA, 1 flat whip, sub 200 batting average. 77.5 zone contact. Ridiculous. That is ridiculous. 4% barrel, half a homer 9. So, like, as much, I didn't see it, I was rambling. So, as much as I may like it, right, the odds really got to be beautiful. Nah, it's even money. Don't do that. You don't want that. Because these are, oh, look, we were talking process. One of the rakes that I stepped on getting into total bases was shortchanging the impacts of bullpens in both directions. We generally do the matchup for the pitcher versus the hitter, not keeping an eye on the back end of what might await us. And you only might get 2 looks at it. Maybe you get 3. Maybe you even walk twice, hit by a pitch. Maybe you barreled it twice and are out. And now you're facing, shutdown guys. Kind of goes out the window. So that was part of it. I like to be more into the little details when I do total base props. Hopefully that was a little feather in the cap for everyone today. We could tie this in with the strikeout stuff that I started at. It's properly, dude. Keep an eye on the home team, on the away team, on the implied totals. Again, I'm guilty of it. Sometimes we do it now. So, oh my God, so crazy. Look how this thing, everything pairs up. My goodness, we freaking nuts, yo. And you'll find you can't, I've noticed in trading really, you can't stack indicators to create excess probability. Like, it doesn't really work that way. Like, you can't figure it out, is what I'm saying. You get yourself as slow as you can be. But what is certain? Right? Well, what's not certain, but I'm pretty damn good at these applied team totals. We're knocking down these run leaders every day. That's part of the work that I do. Again, it's part of the package if you sign up. But you don't have to sign up. It's free anyway. Hit me up. I'll give it to you for free. It's all good. Tim York, morning to you, my friend. I was getting rugged going for hitters to not strike out, but they're on teams that had a few red flags I just wasn't looking at. Number one, they might imply for 5.5 runs or more, which means what? You're guaranteeing extra at bats. You better work those into the percentage. What else? Well, if you pick a home team and their favorite, cut off that 9th inning. You might shave at bats. Think about the value of that. What if you can combine them all? And this is where I wanted to go. Tim York hits a 3-pitcher parlay for Keys. Oh, the other day, hold on me. Dude, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Yes. When we do me and Jay are just pulling our hair out, man. Although we hit Reagan's also as the leader. Another win. Kind of what we do. But when we're doing the strikeout leader stuff, man, I'm not into K-props because there's pricing. Maybe the answer was just all props. Man, we've been all over those. I'm telling you, confirmed. Anyway, thank you for supporting the show. At this point of the year, this is just a circus. You know what I mean? Like, if you're here 35 minutes in and on today's show, particularly, you're one of us. One of us. Rate, review, and subscribe because you're part of the failings. You are quite literally a part of this. The immersive experience that you get here at Colton Penn. Rate, review, and subscribe because that shit matters more than it should. Way more than it should. Anyway, all right. I'm off the rails completely. So yeah, I generally kind of, fade these big giant games. The run lines are always viable. Anytime you get a run with the Dodgers and you're not paying out your ass, it's worth it. But to wrap up with those other ones, think about those red flags, right? The perfect situation. Again, just put the last bone it is. And when the Royals are favored, it sounds stupid, but the Royals have a couple guys that don't strike out, like Michael Massey and Dairon Blanco and Michael Garcia. Board mind, what's going on? Those guys don't strike out if they're ever a favorite and they're at home. They don't apply for 4.5 runs. They barely. These guys, I was not. Those are the ones we were hitting because they're only getting up 3 times. You want Matt Olson, who when you think, because that was the thing that was like, what I'm saying, at one point Matt Olson was impossible to strike out, but he could say 8 at plate pairs as a game. So if you strike out 1 out of 8, you rock all the big metrics, but you still strike out once a game. So board mind, thanks for showing up, man. Turning in late, don't worry, better late than never. Professionally late, sir. What was your take in the Nats game money line? You should go back and check it out because I was talking about where my prop stuff is heading. I really like the Jesus Sanchez base prop, and if you get on DK, I'm splitting risk. Over total bases at plus 140, under one strikeout, that's plus 190. If we get either one, the whole thing's a win. I like Miami to win, and I like them to cover. I think Washington is a launch pad. I'm a little bit worried about the Miami offense, but the Washington pitching is so bad right now. The bullpen in particular is so bad that we may just have to get it late, and it may just be one of those like not exciting run line covers. Yeah, we all like to cover a run line. Like, not yesterday I had the Yankees or 7-0 or whatever it is. I thought those were a lot of fun. Toronto. Gee, Toronto covered a run line for me. Oh, we turning it around. Turn it around. I can't believe it. I was like, I was like, I put in Toronto bets. I'm like, this is a loser. But yeah, Miami maybe is just like a 3-1, 4-1, 4-0 type deal. So there's your answer. Anthony Roman hit the like button, mofo. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. You are part of the failings. You brought the sword, you brought the shield, helping us defend this, quality content. All kidding aside, I really take a lot of pride. One, in the quality of people that have kind of gravitated here, and two, trying to help people, really, really help them get better at this. I wish that I could just come here for the answers and we all just get everything right and we all win $1 million parlays every day. Like, I would absolutely love that. That would be fantastic. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I can't read the future. I'm learning as well as you have. And also, I know my past success is not indicative of future performance. So we just control the things that we can. Right? Maybe our favorite feather. We don't throw the ball. We don't swing the bat. But we do control the risk management. We do control our own attitude. After a bet wins or loses, we do control our work ethic the very next day. I mean, that's number one. Right? If we're ever going to clip something from Rob, Jay, that's the one. Right? That's the one that's going to make us big shots. Because that's the real God's honest truth. Control the things that you can control. Control the inputs you can control. Put yourself in a strong probabilistic scenario. And then you hope that the rest works out over time. The probability will work over time. And if you manage your risk, hopefully that'll do it. So that's all the nighttime games. I don't know how the hell I took 40 minutes talking about 2.5 games. But we did. How about this one? Because I want to get out of here. I also bet the Yankees. So the Yankees are at 1 o'clock. If you made it to the end of the show, you deserve it. Jay, hit the Yankees. Hit the Yankees money line. The Yankees are being mispriced right now. People are dogpiling on them. I get it. Like, I'm a Yankee fan, but I get it. They're not that bad. Detroit is worse than the Yankees. Clark Schmidt is better than Matt Manning. The Yankee bullpen is significantly better than the Detroit bullpen. Say what you want about the offenses, even if we call it a wash. A lineup with Aaron Judge and even Anthony Volpe right now is not objectively worse than the Tigers. Let's call it even. Schmidt over Manning. Yankees bullpen 3 greater than sign. So let's get the Yankees in there, Jay. Let's get into this positive money and let's get out of here. Board mine, Austin, thanks. No, thank you, my dude. We appreciate you. Everybody, Jeff L, Tim York. I got Case Strader popping in for Braves or Dodgers. I don't know, man. I don't know. When you don't know, either fade it. If you need to press it, take the money, take the run line. Take the +1. I mean, isn't this feels like a 1-run game? It really does. I've had some sharps twist my arm. They're like, well, when can you get Strider -135? But he's facing the Dodgers. So, dude, don't even press it. Bet the stuff we hit. I feel significantly better about. You could go half the risk and go with the under Jesus Sanchez strikeout prop. Go with the over total base prop. I feel much better about that than anything in the Dodger Brave game. I like the Yankee money line better than I like either one of those. So that's where I'd be going. Not to not answer. I'm trying. I want to help, but I've got to be honest with people. It's not like this or this. I'm betting it for a reason. So. Juan Soto home run tonight? Juan Soto home run, baby. Let's go. Hold on. Let's take a look. Little lefty action there. Like I said, I have Mania, but I'm not sure. He's been really tough. I mean, but maybe all power to you. But just to give an idea, borderline Mania has been impossible to homer off of. I mean, this might be one home run to a lefty all year. He has a .27 homer 9, 33.5 K rate, 194 batting average allowed, 537 OPS. against lefties. So just be careful out there with those betting streets. But remember, I'm not right and you're not wrong. We may just be seen differently. And I wish you luck. The only thing I would say is control that risk. More importantly, I don't know. I don't want to push you off about that. You may have worked really hard on go after it, but just control the risk. He said, never mind. All right, deal with that. All right, let's get out of here. So from J&J, we love you much, man. Thanks so much for picking up what we're putting down here. Again, I'm dropping the BetAmp stuff. Don't forget to follow us, betstamp.app. To help while you're shopping, those are live links that'll get you through to the real books. With real lines, help you save real money. I mean, it's just about as good a commercial as I could do in 12 seconds. Because betting's really hard. And making money on the margins is the difference between black ink and red ink oftentimes. Oh, it's another one. BGC, my boy. Didn't see him, man. Mr. Como, have a wonderful day. We will check you tomorrow. I'm sure it's a full slate. We'll be back full of piss and vinegar. Hopefully we'll be talking team run leaders. We'll be talking daily strikeout leaders. We'll hopefully do the bet stamp ad and make some money. All right, everybody. I guess that'll do it. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. See you tomorrow. Peace.